So the major civilizations of the world, the timeline. Now this I have prepared by consulting various references. So here you will see that the timeline is this and the scale is like this. We start around 5000 BCE. BCE means before Common Era. Earlier we used to call it before Christ, but nowadays people have started using BCE. So, and we go up to 0. After that it is more or less recorded history and not much has to be done. Little bit has to be done but not much. But our major focus will be to the areas where it is lost. But what is the India's location in this? You can see it started, as per whatever little study I have done, it goes back to 7000 BC if you take the earliest era of the Vedic age and even the earliest age of the Indus civilization. Like Virana is 7000 BC. So Lahore Deva is still older. Say your Mehergarh is about 6500 BC. So therefore, we all consider these to be part of Indian civilization, and it is still continuing. We are following many things, which we have to be practiced even 3000 years back. So it is considered by all scholars of the whole world that it is a continuing civilization. On the other hand, if you take the Mesopotamian civilization, it's also pretty old, Sumerian, Akkadian, others all. So what it started around 3000 BC or little before that, but it ended little before the Common Era started. The Egyptian one, you all know, it also started around 3000 BC and ended around the Common Era beginning. The Chinese one started about 2000 or around that time, and it continued up to the first millennia of AD or the after Christ or after Common Era started. And the ancient Greece lies here, and ancient Roman Empire, Roman civilization. So you can see the India's very special position in this, that where it stands. And very interestingly, it is a continuing one. Now I think, so this is what I think we prepared about India's chronology. You can see that it is, at the top you can see it is the Vedic and Puranic tradition. So that is one way, by studying those you can find out the chronology and it stands there. Astronomical pointers, as Professor Sen was mentioning, archaeoastronomy has been very useful in deciding the chronology of the past, and there of course the astronomical pointers can be used to find out the major era of various epoch of various events all along, and Puranic and genealogical lists of kings also gives us a lot of information about chronological character. That also stands as this. Next is Sindhu Saraswati civilization, archaeological evidence we have, and that is standing here. And Vedic Saraswati and climate change studies also can be placed here. Now this part is called proto-historical part. There is a transition part, and after the birth of Gautama Buddha, more or less it is considered as historical part. You all know perhaps that what is proto-history and what is history and what is prehistory. These are the three terms which are used. Prehistory, you all know that which is much before, and we don't have much information about some very rudimentary things. Proto-history period is that where there are information, lot of information, but they are not decipherable, like Indus Valley civilization. We have lot of scripts, lot of tablets, lot of many things, but everything has not been deciphered. So there is still lot of hazy areas about information of those periods, and they are called proto-historic period. And in historic period, things are well recorded and well charted out, and no problem in deciding things. Now, as you can see, that Indian civilization, as I just showed, is the continuing one. Next, I think what I would like to show that this is the India's chronological past or chronological timeline, and as one goes back in time, the information about Indian knowledge tends to become obscure, obviously, because as when you go back past in time, things will become less and less clear, hazy, lot of things lost, lot of things distorted, lot of things injected, lot of things taken out, and so on. So this passage of time introduces haziness and also darkness. So therefore the ancient texts may not always represent a reality. Another thing I must tell you, I will tell you, that human imagination or human capability to imagine has remained not very much different along thousands of years. Brain development, as you all know, is not that much that somebody's brain power a few thousand years back was less than ours. No. So therefore their imagination capability also was there. So we have to be very careful about what was imaginary and what was real. I'll give some concrete examples when I come to the main part of my talk today. Now you see, as you go past in time, it tends to become less and less clear. It tends to become obscured by the very antiquity and the loss of information due to the passage of time.